Yeah, it's good. What's up, man?
Good, good. I said this before we got started. I absolutely love your T-shirt.
It's wonderful, isn't it? I got it. I'm not sure where I got it actually. It just says spicy tacos and has a picture of a taco on it. It's completely meaningless, but I like it. It's cool.
It works perfect for you.
I feel like it's part of my style now, just wearing stupid t-shirts.
First of all, I want to congratulate you on the Curse of the Crystal Coconut. Amazing record, absolutely magnificent.
Thank you very
Uh,
much.
I know I'm one of the lucky ones that has got a chance to listen to it already, and I got to tell you, really, it's you guys did a magnificent job with this record.
Thank you so much. I'd like to say we worked hard on it, but we just sort of threw it together from bits and pieces, and it just turns out good, I suppose.
How was the creative process behind putting this record together? Did you approach any new ideas as far as the songwriting process is concerned?
Yeah, we did actually. I got little bit of help from one of my friends. His name's Matt Bell. He's plays in this band called Trollhagen, a bunch of other bands as well, and he's like a good friend of mine, and we write songs together a lot. And we have this. It just really clicks really well when we write songs, and these cool ideas come together. He's very easy to write with, and he helped me with a few ideas. So like a lot of the things like all the crazy tracks like Tortuga, the one that I'm sure a lot of fans hate, but you know what, I love it. It's there's a lot of a lot of outside influence, and there's nothing wrong with that, because up until now I've written all the songs myself, all since the first album. Pretty much 90% of the music's been done by me, and it gets tiring. I run out of ideas of my own basically, so it's kind of cool to start mixing ideas with other people and getting this cool sort of vibe going on. So yeah, it's but still, again, the core of the music's like, again, 60-70% me this time around, just with some extra influence to make it more fun.
It's nice for you perhaps to have somebody to sound off some ideas from instead of just being cooped up by yourself and working on the record.
Oh yeah, I mean, I've got this little because we're always at home writing these songs. We don't write in a studio or in a rehearsal room or anything like that. We write at home, and I've got this little sort of gang of songwriters who are friends of mine, like my friend Matt and Jake from the band Aether Realm, and we sort of have this sort of little songwriting chat now and then. Really, just we throw ideas off each other all the time, and it's really cool. It's nice having creative people to sort of bounce your musical thoughts off of, and yeah, so it's nice having working in a team is fun.
Coming into this album, did you guys have, or did you have any goals, any specific goals in mind that you wanted to achieve with this album?
I mean, we've sort of realized as a band that what people want is sing-along songs. That's what works for us. Is people don't buy our records. They don't. But they come to our shows. God knows they come to our shows. And so it's really, we are a band for casual fans, let's face it. So it's like the kind of thing, you go to a festival, you have no idea who this band is, but there's a giant duck on the stage and the song they're playing is immensely catchy. That's the band we want to be. So we write songs designed for the live arena. Unfortunately, this year, we're not going to get much of a chance to play in that live arena, but never mind.
Yeah, I'm really bummed out. I was going to see you guys at Summer Breeze this year.
That was going to be a fun one. There was so many good shows.
There's so many good shows, yeah.
So many exciting, like huge festivals, like main stages on shows we've never been so high up on. Like we're playing Download on the same stage as like System of a Down and Korn and stuff. Like what the hell? And now, nope, not happening anymore, which sucks.
Corona took a huge dump on 2020.
Really did. Hey, but we're making an album. We're getting something done, getting something out there, and that's all that matters in the end.
Did you guys find any specific challenges with this record that perhaps weren't there in previous albums? Something that was new to you?
No, I think in a way, actually, it's getting easier to be this band because when we started, we were bad musicians. We could not play our own instruments barely. It was only studio wizardry what kept us going. But now I think we're a little bit more talented and learned a few more tricks. We know how to do our thing now. So it really is a case of we go into the studio and we know exactly how this is going to work. We know how to get the sound we're looking for, how to do all the vocals to get that piratey big noise, how to go with even getting guest musicians in to play all the brass parts, the violin parts, all the weird folk instruments. We just have this system now, and it's like we could churn out albums nonstop if we had enough songs.
As the band becomes bigger, and that's, I mean, I'm sure even you would agree with me on this, the band is getting bigger and bigger with every single album that you guys release. Do you feel pressure from the outside world, from fans, from media, in terms of setting expectations for you guys, and not even asking you what your expectations are, but setting already expectations for you going into an album?
Um, with regards to the media, no, not really, because ever since the very start of this band, we have been shat on by like the mainstream metal press. Like, we've been dismissed as a joke from day one, which is weird because people always say, "Oh, I miss Alestorm when they were a serious band 10 years ago." Seriously, read anything in the press from us 10 years ago. All it says is this band is a fucking joke. So I don't know what these people want. So but yeah, there's a lot of pressure from fans, I guess, because we exist in a weird space where we straddle different worlds. Like, on one hand, we're this band that people want to see dressing up as pirates and singing sea shanties. On the other hand, there's people who think dressing up is dumb and want to see a true metal band playing thrashy riffs. And then on the third hand, there's like these people who just want to, who want to get drunk and party, and they don't care about pirate costumes. They don't care about weird metal riffs. So it's like we're trying to please three different groups of people at once, so that no matter what we do, there's going to be complaints, and we've just got used to it. We release a metal song, people say, "Oh, this one's not catchy." We release a song dressed as pirates, people go, "Oh, this song's dumb. You look like fucking nerds." And then when we release a party song, it's like, "Oh, they've just dumbed down for the selling out crowd." It's like, man, we can't do anything right, so we just ignore it and just do our own thing, basically.
I think perhaps that's the best approach. If you try to please too many people, you end up not pleasing yourself.
It's the curse of having fans, is that they all think they know what's best, and it just drives you insane. But we just do our thing. We try to ignore it as much and just set our own course.
Sounds good. This album is very eclectic in the sound, but you still didn't lose the DNA. The core DNA of the band is still present on every single song on this record. I actually felt that the eclectic sound of the album enhanced the overall feel that you guys brought into the album. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I mean, we don't want to be one of these bands where you listen to 10 tracks and like they all blend into one another of like, who knows what. I think it's very important for us that each song is, different in its own little way. I guess it's related to that thing where we have these very disparate fan groups. And so we try to do a little bit of everything. But yeah, I think it's very important for us that, it's what makes it fun. It's like, oh, here is this song going to be a thrashy song? Is it going to be a dumb rap song with who knows what going on? I think but it's kind of freeing for us because we don't have these constraints of we must sound like this. So whatever song we want to write, we can do it. We can make it work, and that's a lot of fun. And it kind of keeps us sane, not being stuck. I know, because we're already stuck in this little world where every song has to be tangentially about pirates. So it's kind of cool that the music doesn't have to be about, doesn't have to sound like pirates. We can do anything we like, and it'll still, I don't know. We worked out the sort of sound for the band. So no matter what we do, it'll sound like Alestorm, which is cool.
Yeah, I really feel like you guys hit the nail on the head with this album as far as that overall vibe is concerned. Because underneath it, every song is going in a different place, but overall, every song still sounds like an Alestorm song.
Yeah, so, I mean, I think a lot of it is a help that I have this really awful singing voice that is let's call it unique, I suppose, the way I sing, and it definitely glues it all together when I put my stupid vocals over the top, I think.
Did you take something? Are you going to take something that you learned from this record into future albums?
Well, I mean, obviously, it's still a bit early to decide on that because I'm really interested to see like long term. I mean, let's say long term, like over the next 18 months, what songs sort of rise to the top, which ones sink to the bottom. And it's kind of cool that we have this, because no one's playing shows right now. We have a long time to see how the album goes and see what works and what doesn't before we have to decide on what we're going to play live. I'm kind of hoping that the more experimental side of the band gets a fan base because it's the end of the day we want to create fun art. So I would love it if like songs like Tortuga, the really silly rap one, somehow became this mega hit. Who knows? Because I would love to go in that direction, but we end of the day we gotta try and do something to please somebody, and if everyone hates it, then you can't really do that. But there's only so many times you can write the same song over and over again, and call it Drink.
Yeah.
But,
Well, I'll tell you this: when I first heard the single Tortuga, I wasn't 100% sold. After listening to Tortuga in the context of the album, it was a completely different song. It's one of my favorite tracks now.
Awesome.
So I think once people listen to the album and they enjoy the album in sequence, Tortuga will it fits perfectly into the overall sound that you guys had for this record. So I wouldn't take those comments too seriously, because I think people will turn around on Tortuga.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a grower. You know, it's yeah. People go, "Oh wow, new Alestorm album. Here's the new single. What is it?" And then suddenly there's this band that used to love making some Caribbean trap beats. Like, what the fuck has happened to Alestorm? But yeah, it works. It works in context. And just when people hear it in context and they sort of get the song stuck inside their head, they go, "Oh, actually, turns out that rap music's all right. Awesome." So
And I think in a live setting for your set, that song would fit perfectly into the set. It has all the condiments, if you will, of a perfect live Alestorm song.
yeah, I think as long as we can get past all the booze, that song will go off live. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe deeper down into the set.
Yeah, because most of our songs we're gonna say fuck it, let's play it now. People are gonna love it. That one we're gonna have to like convince people to like, maybe hide it somewhere in the set, surrounded by real bangers or something. I don't know what, but we'll make it work.
You guys had several guests on the album. How do you approach who you have on your record? Are you precise on who you get? What is your thought process?
I mean, the main thing is we are talentless hacks. We can play drums, guitars, bass, and sing a little bit, and that's about it. But we're a folk metal band, and folk metal bands need folk instruments, and we can't play those. So we're very fortunate that our producer Lasse knows everybody in Germany, and Germany's full of folk metal bands and traditional musicians. So he's friends with this brass orchestra who do all the brass parts on the album. He knew this girl, Ali Storch. She's the violin player of the band Subway to Sally, and he knows her. So he said, "Hey, can you come and play on this album?" And she was like, "Sure." And that's great. And so they're the ones that really sort of make the sound what it is. If you took away the brass and the violins from this album, it would just sound like crap riffs. So it's, we need them to do it, basically. A couple of the guests, like Vreth from Fintroll and Paddy Gurdy, I guess she's just a solo artist now, who plays the hurdy-gurdy. I just simply emailed them and said, "Hey, want to be on our record?" And they say, "Yeah, sure." I think it's the kind of cool thing about this band now. We've reached a level where I think people want to collaborate with us. They see it as something exciting as opposed to something you do begrudgingly, which is it's one of the cool perks of where we are. If we tried to do this 10 years ago, we'd get like blank stares and no replies. So it's nice being in this place right now.
Is there anybody that you haven't worked with on a record that you definitely have it on your bucket list you would love to have on a future Alestorm album?
See, that's the thing. We don't really think about it in terms of getting famous people in to make us look cool. It's, for the most part, it's we just simply get people who who we know will make the record better, like not just simply be some cheap advertising. Like the song Wooden Leg towards the end of the album, the Spanish narration is just by this guy I know from Argentina who's like in this little local band. He's essentially just some guy. And we thought, hey, you're the right guy for this, because you can speak Spanish and put on a funny Spanish accent. And same with the Japanese narration. It's just these two guys from this local Japanese band who I'm obsessed with. They're called Japanese folk metal, and they're just like this little local band from where are they from? I think Yokohama in Japan. And I said, "Hey, do you want to speak Japanese in our album?" And they said, "Yeah." I mean, they kind of shat themselves with joy. It was kind of cool. But like, I don't really feel like, there's no one really I'm like desperate to work with in terms of famous musicians or anything. I would like to do more like duets with like female vocalists. Maybe get Patty again for something, because she's got a great voice and she understands where we're coming from in this music. So yeah, we'll see.
Going into the record, there's two songs that I have to pick your brain about. All right, so get ready for this. Yeah. First one is my absolute favorite, Shitboat.
Yes.
I mean, if this is not an instant classic, I don't know what is. Because the moment I heard this song, I was like, you guys have to play this track live. How was this song born?
That song was a last minute thing. Like all the good songs we seem to write, it's like a last minute literally threw together in 5 minutes, this song. It was a bit different lyrically. It was a lot more offensive and more directed at a particular person. I was very angry with someone one day, and I wrote an offensive song about them. Like there's someone who like annoyed the band over some reason, and I thought it'd be very funny to quickly record this song and send it to the band. And of course, everyone loved it. But they said, "Oh my god, this song is so good, but there's no way we could release this. We would just go to jail forever." So so we had to quickly rewrite the lyrics to make it be about something else. So it's just about this shitboat now. Shitboat, no fans. Yeah, it just quickly turned out that this is just the best thing on the album. It's like 1 minute and 20 seconds of pure dumbness. Like it makes "Fuck with an Anchor" sound like a sensible song. It's it's great. I think that's going to be a hit. I think it's going to be a real hit. I'm very excited for that.
The moment I heard the track, I called my son over and it's like, you got to listen to this song. And both of us were like, okay, this is, I mean, "Fuck with an Anchor" was great, but this just takes it to a whole new level. You know what I mean? And the funny thing is some of the lyrics you used on that track, I use those same expressions all the time. So I felt like you were inside my brain when you wrote that song. So I want to thank you for that.
You're a big fan of eating a bag of dicks, are you then?
No, not me personally, but I'm a big fan of telling other people around me to eat a bag of dicks.
It's a really good, like, it's at the same, it's simultaneously the most childish and most offensive thing you can tell someone. Eat a bag of dicks. It's great, you know.
I even tell that to my wife sometimes. She says to me, like when she pisses me off and she says, I'm kind of hungry and I don't know what to eat. Hey, I got a bag of dicks in the car. I say it all the time, dude.
Where did it even come from? Where the fuck did eating a bag of dicks come from? What a great expression. Hey, isn't it just the best?
It's the best. And I honestly want to thank you for taking that thought that's always in my mind and make it into a song. And I'll forever be grateful for you for doing
it's awesome. Like this. Appreciate it. We've commissioned like a video for that one, like an animated video. And usually animated videos are a bit crap. But I've seen the draft of this one and it's absolutely fucking hilarious. It just makes the song 10 times better. It's just I can't wait. That's going to come out maybe a couple of weeks after the album as a sort of a, hey, everybody, we're still here. And that's going to be fun. That song was going to be a banger.
You just made my day. I'm so happy right now. You made my day. And the other song I want to ask you about is "Wooden Leg Part 2. That song is absolutely glorious as well. I mean, this album is filled with hits, but that one was, to me, one of the great songs on the album. How did you put that one together?
That one I've been working on for a very long time, ever since we did the first Wooden Leg on Sunset and the Golden Age in 2014. As soon as I'd written that, I was thinking, right, this is probably the stupidest song we've written so far. At the time it was, we've gone worse since. But now it's like, wouldn't it be amazing, amazing to do a sequel where it's like the complete opposite, where we turn this stupid 2-minute song about a wooden leg into like an 8-minute long symphonic extreme metal epic, but still, keep some of the lyrics, keep some of the melodies, some of the themes, sort of reuse them all in a different way and make it just sound like this epic thing. So it starts with that black metal riff that's just a reimagining of the original riff, but with symphonic black metal style. It's like, it took me 7 years to write that song. 6 years. Ooh. Yeah, we tried to put it on the last album, The No Grave But the Sea, but we could not get it finished in time. There was just, the ideas weren't fully there. So, but I came back to it after that came out and really just worked on it, and I'm very proud of that song.
This perhaps a tough question to ask you because, like you said, you have no real tours in mind or no real shows in mind, considering everything that is happening. But I felt listening to this album, you guys going to have a hell of a time picking songs for your set list because every song could easily be on your set list. The album is filled with classic Alestorm songs for generations to come. How are you going to find room for so many great songs on a future set list?
I mean, basically, we are very aware of, like I was saying before, how we're like quite a casual fan-based band. The way we write our set list now is we go on Spotify. There's like the Spotify for Artists thing, and you can see all the stats on your music. And we look at what are the top 15 songs right now. We just play those. Simple as that. Because wow. It's, we're here to make people happy and, give people what they want. And God knows I've gone to see bands before and I've knew all their famous popular songs. And then they play like some deep cut from their third album that no one's ever heard before. I'm like, man, I'm sure this is great for you guys and for some nerd in the back, but this is a real drag. I want to hear your number one hit singles, boys. So that's what we do. It's a party band. We want to make people party. So we just simply play the best songs. I'm hoping, that a lot of the new songs appear in that, what people want to hear. I'm thinking they will. And like I said before, we've got a long time to, we've got like the next 6 months or before we can start playing again, who knows what, to work out what songs are really going to work. So that's going to be cool.
Yeah, I don't think you're gonna have a problem finding songs from this new record, because I really feel, once again, that this album is filled. You could close your eyes and point on any song, and you're gonna find an Alestorm hit on this album. But I want to move on a little bit from the album, and I want to ask you a couple more, not personal questions, but a little bit of a more of a personal touch. You've been doing a lot of streaming on Twitch. That's something that you seem to enjoy a lot. How did you get connected with Twitch, and what is driving you to be a Twitch streamer? I think that's the right name, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, as you're saying, I have this thing now where I go on Twitch and I break up my keyboard and I sit right here at this desk and I say, hey, what do you want to hear a song about? And people will say, sing a song about a bear riding on a tractor. I'm like, okay. And I'll just make up a song on the spot about a bear riding on a tractor. And it's fun. It's I've never been into the whole Twitch thing. Like I don't get watching people play video games. It doesn't really appeal to me. I don't see the appeal. But I've always wanted to get involved. Like you see people like Herman Lee from Dragon Force, he does it a lot. Matt Heafy from Trivium, he's like, I guess he's the king of metal dudes on Twitch, and it just looked like a lot of fun. I feel like I like to think I'm a sort of a creative person, and I've got ideas, and I want to do things, and I always wanted to stream, but like it feels like it's a thing that's better for guitars. People want to see guitarists playing guitar riffs. It doesn't really work on keyboards, but I managed to come up with this idea of just playing stupid, bad keyboard songs, and it's good for me because if I'm not doing that, I don't play the keyboards. My hands get lazy, my brain goes stale, and never play. But so this is kind of forcing me to practice and play and work my hands and sing songs. So it's good. It's good for me. It's not just doing it for the fans. I'm doing it for myself to stay busy, and it is a good sort of way to keep the buzz going for the band, because I'm not doing it for the money. There's no money in it really. It's maybe I'll get $20 a month, enough to maybe buy a new microphone stand or who knows what. But it's a great way to make people remember we still exist, basically, at the end of the day, because like people these days have like memories like that. They forget bands. If you stop playing, if you stop being relevant, you will disappear. So this is just our way of staying relevant, really, and it's fun, a lot of fun.
Last question for you is about your ducks. I see on Instagram you like to post a lot of pictures of you and your ducks. I'm going to be honest with you. I had a duck pet when I was a kid living in Portugal. So I feel a deeper connection now with you on that. What is it about the ducks specifically for you that really attracts you to that animal?
It's the whole duck thing has just been a massive serendipity. It's just there's nothing particular about ducks. I like, I'm not really a duck fanatic. I couldn't tell you many facts about a duck, but the whole thing with the giant inflatable duck, that was a complete random thing that we had on stage just because we needed something to be better than Sabaton's tank, because we were touring with Sabaton at the time. They had a tank. We had to beat that. We said, fuck it, let's get a giant inflatable duck sit on top of the tank, and it took off. It went crazy. Like, it was not one of these things that was supposed to go big, but it did. And then recently, and that's become a big theme of the band. And recently, I acquired a big old farm, and my wife is she like you. She had a duck as a child and had a very happy time with her duck, and she was like, "I want ducks." So okay, and we bought a bunch of ducks, and we're raising them. We now have 9 Muscovy ducks, 2 blue Indian runner ducks, 2 African ducks, 1 American. Oh, sorry, 2 African geese. 2 American buff geese, 1 American buff goose, and 1 Emden goose, and 10 chickens, and they're just everywhere. We just have this menagerie of birds now. It's very strange, but it's fun, and it's something to do. Go out there, and they are so freaking cuddly. Like, you go out there, and this goose and this duck, and they just sit on your lap. And you're just like, oh my god, a little baby duck, a little goose. And it's just the loveliest feeling. I'm getting all soppy now, but yeah, it's great fun. But it's all massive coincidence. There was never any grand plan to have ducks. It just all happened.
And that's the beauty of it. By the way, I also had a chicken as a kid. So another connect. I had them together, the chicken and the duck together at the same time. in my house. I didn't have a farm in the house. My parents were not a big fans of poultry running around the house, but they're so lovely. They're so friendly.
Yeah, we right now, before, like, ones we have right now are chicks, some of them, and so they're currently outside in the greenhouse. You know, we've just got in the backyard, kind of staying warm. You know, let the sunshine keep them warm. And the chickens and the ducks and the geese, they all live there in this little greenhouse, about 8 foot by 8 foot greenhouse, and they're happy. Let them out during the day; they run around the yard. It's a little happy, barnyard life.
Well, Chris, thank you very much for your time today. I really appreciate talking to you about the new record. Best of luck with the release on May 29th. And
My God, that's in a week, isn't it? Holy shit!
yeah, a week from now. So best of luck with the release, and hope to see you guys on the road very soon.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Take care.
You too.